all good things must come to an end, as Najib Razak returned to court for day 21 of the SRC International trial after a break for the Hari Raya festivities. It looked like the former Prime Minister had a good break as he took to social media to share his revelry, celebrating an open house, a new designer T-shirt, allegedly, and a daughter fresh out of Harvard with a master's degree. By the Malaysian Insight, this is The People versus Najib Razak. Follow us into the courtroom where it all happens. I'm Patrick Teo. On the first day of Raya, Najib hosted an open house in his parliamentary constituency, Pekan, and spent quality time with his family. He seemed thrilled to have his daughter Noriana Najwa and grandson Adam with him. Noriana had recently graduated from Harvard, and Najib was unable to attend the ceremony. In an Instagram post, he expressed sadness that he couldn't be there in person and apologized to her for it. His passport had been confiscated as he is facing several criminal charges. And then, to round things up, Najib introduced a new Boss Cool T-shirt featuring a teddy bear, which he claimed was customized for him by a renowned international designer. Day 21 of Najib's SRC trial was also the 6th day of Hari Raya Idul Fitri. He arrived at court this morning wearing a light brown suit and was greeted by a handful of supporters dressed in traditional Malay garb, baju Melayu and baju kurung, who had come to meet him and wish him Selamat Hari Raya. Najib looked elated and chatted with his fans as they accompanied him to the 5th floor of the court where his case is being heard. Back in court, while waiting for the judge to arrive, Najib chatted with his supporters before making his way to the dock where his 2 cushions waited for him. Azian Muhammad Noor, the former CEO of Retirement Fund Inc. or KWAP, was back on the stand. She was cross-examined by Defence Counsel Havinderjit Singh, aka Harvey. Before the holidays, Azian had testified that she had met Najib's special officer, the late Azlin alias, at a hotel lobby in Kuala Lumpur at night, where the officer had hand-delivered a letter from SRC requesting a 3.95 billion ringgit loan. She had also explained how KWAP's investment panel approved loans and had insinuated that KWAP had been influenced to approve the loan requested by SRC. This morning, Harvey's questions to ASEAN zeroed in on the second 2 billion ringgit loan, which was approved in 2012. If you recall, in our previous episodes, we talked about how SRC had received 2 loans amounting to 2 billion ringgit each, one in 2011 and the other in 2012. Catch up on all the drama of the SRC trial by going back to episode 1. This series is best enjoyed in chronological order. Ray will tell us more about ASEAN.
Azian spoke clearly and her answers were measured. She was asked again about the guarantee letter issued by the Ministry of Finance to KWAP. And she told the court again that the letter from the ministry was not a directive for KWAP to approve the loan to SRC. It only meant that the ministry agreed to the loan. She also said that the fund's investment panel had no issues with SRC changing hands from 1MDB to the finance ministry. Azian confirmed that the then Treasury Secretary Wan Abdul Aziz Wan Abdullah, who also chaired the investment panel, had recused himself from deliberations over SRC's loan. She reiterated that the panel was concerned when SRC requested for a second loan, but despite their reservations, the loan was still granted. While Azian was testifying, Najib sat slouched in the dock. At one point, he was completely bent forward, elbows on his knees.
2 hours later, Hari was finally done with Azian. Prosecutor Ishaq Muhammad Yusuf re-examined Azian and asked her to clarify what she meant about being compelled or influenced. This line of questioning was then picked up by lead defense lawyer Shafi Abdullah. Azian maintained that her duty was always to protect KWAP's interests and she would not breach any law or act. Court then took a 10-minute break and Najib left the courtroom with his entourage of supporters. After the break, the prosecution's 39th witness, former Tabung Haji CEO Ismee Ismail, took the stand. He spoke softly, and the lawyers had to remind him to speak up a few times. He read from a prepared statement. Ismee said he was appointed to the board of directors at 1MDB in 2009 by Najib. He also confirmed that missing SRC CEO Nick Faisal Arif Kamil had proposed and arranged for the two loans in 2011 and 2012. Ismee told the court he resigned on May 6, 2014 and officially left the company 3 months later. He left because he did not agree with how Nick Faisal was managing the accounts and finances. Whenever he tried to bring up any issues, Nick Faisal always maintained that he had approval from the government. Ismee said he believed the government Nick Faisal meant was Najib. Ismee was then asked to verify documents. Najib, in the dock, continued to slouch with his arms folded. Court then broke for lunch shortly after. Najib left the court and returned at 2:30 p.m. After lunch, Harvey took issue with one of the documents Ismee had verified earlier, the minutes of the meeting between Najib and Nick Faisal. This document had been handed over to the MACC. Harvey claimed that this document was fake, according to his client, Najib. To this, Judge Muhammad Nazlan Muhammad Ghazali ruled that the minutes were not admissible as evidence until it is verified by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission. Najib, in his signature slouch, paid close attention to the argument. Ismee continued to verify more documents until court was adjourned at 5 minutes past 5 p.m. He will be back on the stand tomorrow at 9 a.m. This podcast is produced, written and mixed by Revati Supramaniam, Yapik Kwan, Yvonne Lim and Ravin Palanisamy. Additional reporting by Beed Hong and Timothy Acharya. I'm Patrick Teo.